Hello, welcome to Kitchen Basics 101, where I teach you the bare minimum basics as if you've never cooked a day in your life from the perspective of a mom. It is late at night, the night before Thanksgiving, and we've been doing some remodeling around here, just changing everything over. Obviously, we lost Gigi this year, and so she's not in her room anymore. She's been moving all her things and doing all the things that unfortunately come with losing your Gigi. We get close to tomorrow, I get more and more emotional because she's not here with me to make all of the Thanksgiving things. And it makes me sad, but I'm doing much better thanks to all of you. Something you have to do the night before, if you serve it, is Jello. I don't know why we serve Jello, but we do, okay? My favorite is the green. The kids' favorite is the orange. So today we're going to do the orange. And I just want to preface this with, this is not something that we like normally eat. We only eat it basically on Thanksgiving and Christmas. But I preach to you guys mise en place, which is have everything ready before you start. So I already have my boiling water in my kettle. I already have the vessel I'm going to mix it in. I have my 2 cups of cold water. And I have my fruit, even though the fruit's going to go in much later. And this is a box. This is the big box of orange Jello. So I think it comes in 3 ounces and more than 3 ounces and 6 ounces. So this is a 6 ounce, which is like a double. So we'll see how much it makes. Step 1 is 2 cups of boiling water. Yes, I know I filled some of it with the powder. We're going to guesstimate it's not that big a deal, okay? We're going to go like 2 2/3 here with the boiling water. We want to end up with 4 when we're done, so it's perfect. When we add the cold water, we'll know, right? A little bit more of the boiling water. And then you just want to mix the Jello mix and the boiling water together. I'm using my small whisk, which is my favorite tool. And we're just going to combine that until the Jello is completely dissolved, which it basically already is. And it smells delicious. Whenever I make something like Jello, I think of the Midwestern mom. Do you guys follow her? She sings and she says like Midwestern salads that aren't really salads. Every time I make Jello, I think of her because it is so Midwestern to put like Jello and Cool Whip and call it a salad, right? This is like our fruit side dish. All right, now we're going to add cold water. And it's going to be a little above the 4 cups because you do 2 cups of boiling, 2 cups of cold. But then we had the packet, which took up a little bit of our space. So this is going to bring us pretty much to the top here of our measuring cup. I love this 4-cup measuring cup because you can mix in it like it's a little mixing bowl and it's got the spout. I mean, magical. Jello couldn't be easier. Like, what a fun modern invention. Tupperware Jello mold. It has a lid, and then obviously it has this for the unmolding. If you don't have a Jello mold, what I would suggest doing is make individual Jellos in cups, because then you don't have to unmold it. So what you could do instead of this Jello mold is, and I could do this, maybe I'll do it at Christmas time, is you could fill up beautiful glasses with the Jello. And you can put it in the fridge to cool. And then you can literally just serve them with a spoon and people can eat it right out of there. You do not need a Jello mold. You can use any glass, even a plastic cup, even a silicone cup. It doesn't matter. Just something that holds it. You know, obviously if you have beautiful glasses, that would be amazing because, you know, it's festive and it would look gorgeous on your table. But if you don't worry. You could do this in plastic crystal looking cups, right? So anyways, I'm just going to pour the Jello here into my Jello mold. She's hot, but that's okay. Ooh. I was like, do I need to make 2? And no, I think 1 is going to be enough. It's still pretty warm, so I'm going to let it cool for a minute and I'm going to clean off this top with a rubber spatula. Then I'm going to put the lid on once it's cooled a little bit and I put it in the fridge for like an hour or 2. 4 hours is how long it needs. So you could still make this Thanksgiving morning because you definitely will have 4 hours until dinner time for this to set up. Obviously, it's better to do the night before because then you know for sure it's set up. So I'm going to put it in for like an hour or 2 hours before I add the fruit. And the reason is you need the Jello to set up a little bit. Otherwise, if I put the fruit in here, it would all just it'll be on the top of the Jello, and there won't be any throughout the Jello. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for it to like set up a little bit, and then we're going to put it in, and it will, that way the fruit will be able to be dispersed more even. For the sake of less waste, I'm going to use the vessel that I just used to mix that up to strain my mandarin oranges that I'm going to put inside. So I'm just going to pour this in the strainer. I don't know why I'm telling you while I'm not doing it. Let's show you me opening it. I'm always worried it's going to splash me, right? All right, beautiful. And it's good that we have room left in the Jello because we're gonna need it in order to fit these mandarin oranges. So I'm gonna let them sit here and drain, so they're gonna be good and drained. I'm gonna let my Jello cool off. I'm gonna pop in the fridge, and I'll be back in an hour or two. Our Jello has been in the refrigerator for 2 hours, and it's still like liquidy, but it's like half Jello-y, which is the perfect time. And our fruit has been draining here for 2 hours. So our fruit is nice and dry, and we're just going to drop it in around. Because we waited those 2 hours, you can see that it's not at the bottom, right? The fruit is kind of like floating in suspension. So I'm being super gentle. I'm not throwing it all in at one time, just taking a little scoop. Here, I'll show you. And I'm just dropping them in, okay? So that we got a little bit of like disbursement around. Now that all the fruit's in, I'm just gonna take my spatula and like sort of agitate it a little bit just to get all the fruit sort of mixed in and evenly distributed. Beautiful. And then I'm gonna put it in the fridge overnight, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving morning, and it's time to unmold, and you have to say a prayer for me because it doesn't matter how many times you do it. It doesn't matter how many Jellos you've made. Sometimes she doesn't unmold, and it's okay. Still gonna taste delicious. You don't have to use a plate stand. You can use anything that you like. I just thought this might be fun. You're gonna put it on your Jello. We're gonna flip it over, and now you get to see why this part is here. This ring is this sort of like unsuctions it, or at least that's the idea, so that it will fall down onto your plate. Yeah? So again, doesn't matter how many you've made. Sometimes they unmold, sometimes they don't. It looks like it fell though. So let's just hope she stayed together. All right, we got a little Jello there. You guys ready for the big reveal? I haven't touched it yet. Ready? Voila! Gorgeous, darling, gorgeous. Did I get it exactly in the center? No, never get it exactly in the center. Look at how pretty. And see how our fruit is like dispersed all throughout? It's not sitting at the bottom or the top particularly. Yay, success.